He was just another face in the crowd. Wrinkled, quiet, forgotten. But when the F-22 suddenly peeled away from its tight formation midair, the entire sky seemed to bow. Within seconds, thousands stopped breathing. Not because of the stunt, but because of who that maneuver was for. The air show buzzed with energy. Kids on shoulders, cameras raised, jet engines roaring overhead. Among the sea of people stood an old man alone near the chain-link fence. His bomber jacket looked older than most of the spectators, and the faded patch on his shoulder barely clung to the stitching. He didn't hold a phone or cheer. He just stared at the sky with a stillness that didn't match the chaos around him. Some glanced at him and moved on. To most, he looked like someone who'd wandered in from another era, probably a veteran, maybe even a little lost. But there was something about the way he stood, back straight, eyes locked on the jets, that hinted at a deeper connection. While others watched with excitement, he watched with memory. As the F-18s screamed by in tight formation, the crowd erupted. Children screamed with joy, men fist-pumped the sky, and announcers hyped the next maneuver. Yet the old man didn't flinch. A group of teenagers nearby chuckled as one of them joked, "Look at Grandpa. Probably thinks he flew those jets." Another added, "Bet he got lost on the way to the museum." The words floated just loud enough, but the man didn't turn. His focus remained skyward. A younger dad beside him noticed the old patch on the jacket, a squadron insignia long retired. He nudged his son. "That's not just any jacket, buddy. That's history." But even he didn't grasp the full weight of it. The man said nothing. He stood still, waiting, as if the sky owed him something. Then came the moment. The announcer's voice rose. And now the mighty F-22 Raptor. Thunder shook the air as the jet screamed across the horizon. The formation was perfect until it wasn't. One jet suddenly broke away, arcing into a solo maneuver completely off-script. Gasps rippled through the crowd. "Is this part of the show?" someone asked. But the announcer went silent. The rogue F-22 leveled above the old man's position, tilted its wings in a slow salute, then roared upward into a vertical climb. That's when everyone noticed. The jet was trailing white smoke in the shape of a missing man formation. A tribute, a ceremony, not for a crowd but for one man. Everything stopped. The crowd turned. The old man stood frozen, a single tear tracing down his cheek. The young dad nearby looked again, closer this time, and saw the name tag barely visible on the jacket. His eyes widened. "Oh my God," he whispered. "That's Colonel James Hawk Delaney." A woman nearby gasped, recognizing the name from aviation history. He flew over 200 combat missions, trained half the Air Force. Murmurs spread like wildfire. The disrespect turned to reverence in an instant. Phones dropped. Hats came off. Even the cocky teens went silent, eyes wide in shame. The announcer finally returned, voice shaking. "Ladies and gentlemen, that was not planned. That was a tribute to a living legend." As the show wrapped up, people began approaching the old man, slowly, respectfully. Some saluted. Others just nodded, eyes damp with emotion. A young pilot, no older than 25, stepped forward and said, "Sir, we still fly because of you." Colonel Delaney gave a quiet nod, placing his hand on the pilot's shoulder. "Fly safe, son." He turned back toward the sky one last time, watching the smoke trail drift and fade. Then he walked away. No stage, no ceremony, no fame, just a quiet departure from a place that had finally remembered him. Behind him, silence lingered, because sometimes the loudest moments come from those who never speak. If this story moved you, show your support by liking, commenting, and sharing with others. Don't forget to subscribe to Unheard Heroes for more powerful stories that deserve to be remembered.